Let's get votes. And I'm coming to you live this week to chat about, well, actually, for the next couple of weeks, to chat about the questions that I get asked the most as a vocal coach. I am a vocal coach and a professional singer and have been for about 28 years, which is the longest time ever. Over that time, both from my own personal experience and the singers that I work with, I've amassed these questions. Before we start working together, I ask them a series of questions, and that helps us to figure out where we are where we're beginning, where we are, and where we want to go on our vocal development journey. So I thought it would be cool to share some of these questions with you, because I think it really helps to know that you're not alone. And I'm going live on Facebook and YouTube here, and Instagram over there, set up precariously. So I'll be working between the two of you, but I'm looking to see if you have any questions as we chat through today's topic, which is how to develop confidence as a singer. So really, honestly, this is the number one question. Whenever I ask singers what they want to work on, they say, I just want to develop confidence in my vocal ability, or confidence in the ability to hit high notes, or confidence in my ability to storytell, efficiently, effectively, connect with audience. It's just your confidence in your ability, really. And so I've noticed a couple of key things that have helped me, both myself, but then, the singers that I work with. And it starts with some really simple steps, but I think we need reminding. And so today I'm just going to take you through those steps and share with you a little bit about that. And let me know what you think. Let me know if it helps, if it's helped you think it might help you. So the first one is to trust in your uniqueness. And I think we do need to start acknowledging what's good about what we're doing already, like really thinking about what makes me special as a human, and in turn, what that's going to feed what makes me special as a singer. And really trusting in that first and foremost, because we often look, like I'll talk to singers and they'll tell me instantly what they don't love about their voice. They're very rarely, or it'll take them ages to figure out what they love about their voice. And I think that's a better place to start, because when we know what's unique about you and your voice, we can springboard from that. We can tweak all of the other things, but we can spotlight what's really going well first. That's my first tip. The next tip is kind of aligned. Like, so much of this is about getting your head in the game, getting your mindset right. And I guess the first thing that when people are particularly anxious, hey, Bridget girl, what's happening? Thank you very much. Side note, my husband says you're amazing. Thank you very much for talking to his students at Auckland University. And I'm hoping your gigs are really going so well. Just catching up, chatting amongst friends here. But back to it. Getting your head in the game and getting your mindset right is really, really important. Like, oh God, I really hope this is the right Bridget too. Bridget is, it's you, right? Yeah. Getting your head in the game and getting your mindset right, which to me means identifying as a singer. So what a lot of, let's take an example of like an instrumentalist that I work with that wants to sing better as part of delivering, improving their entire performance confidence, will not call themselves a singer. And that's okay. If your primary instrument isn't your voice, that's cool. But to be able to really access your voice, you need to accept it. You've got to be like, I am a singer, and this is what I'm doing right now. So that's the next step. Really identifying that you are a singer, because I think that's the hurdle that a lot of people have to cross first before they even can connect with and get better as a singer. So getting that mindset right is important. Once your head's in the game, then you do have to craft. You've got to really focus as much as you would on your instrumentation, your production, or your songwriting. You have to focus on crafting your vocal ability. And my framework that I use with my clients it's like 4 stages. It's prepare, practice, polish, and perform. And that helps to keep a big, what do you call it? Big picture overview of the entire creative cyclical process. And it helps to know, A, where you're starting. And because it's cyclical, you're always going to be in a different season or at a different stage. But sometimes we tend to not focus on what we need the most first, what stage we need to focus on. So prepare, for example, is the daily vocal care habits, looking after your vocal health, making sure that your sleep, your hydration, your nutrition, all the basics that keep your vocal health and your physical health, the foundation's real strong, checking in with those things. The next stage is practice. So what you want to do is figure out what you need to focus on, work out a practice plan, and then you've got really clear ideas of what to work on or spotlight when you've set time aside to practice. Third stage is polish, and this is kind of where you're getting to like either rehearsal phase or you've got specific songs that you're practicing and you're really troubleshooting and polishing and shining it up, ready for the last stage, which is perform. And that's the one you kind of want to start with. Like, it's great to have a performance opportunity in mind, whether it's getting into the studio, whether it's live streaming like this, whether it's, an actual gig, busking, all of the things, pre-recorded videos, no matter what you're doing, having that to work towards tends to be the thing that shifts the dial for the singers. But also performance builds your confidence. Like, the more you perform, the more you can watch back and see what's working and what's not working. And I have a tool called the video performance review that I encourage all my artists to do. Like, we're always videoing everything that we do, ideally, and watching back so that we can get some perspective on what's going on, because often we're in our head and we can see what's working, what we need to focus on, and then that can inform your polish sessions and your practice sessions, and certainly make sure that you're on track with your preparation or your daily vocal care and vocal well-being. So that framework really works to kind of just take away all the thinking that you have to do about it. Now, whilst I'm talking about that, I have got a masterclass that I'm doing coming up on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm doing 3 sessions, and I'd love you to come along if you need to figure out where you are in that mix. And what I'm going to do is ask you 4 questions, just 4 questions that will help you figure out where you are in that framework and the vocal development journey. And then I'm going to give you, help you to personalize a plan based on where you are. So I'll pop the links to that once I've finished this live, and that'll give you hopefully a little bit of a boost and a helping hand with figuring out where you're at and where you should go. But why having confidence as a singer, why focusing on developing that with these steps, why it matters is because it helps you to really settle into your creative process and settle into being a singer, because you're not second guessing yourself all the time. Like, we're always going to be working on something. The vocal development journey never ends. You're always developing as a singer. And as a creative. And so what is really important is that the head stays in the game, that you know that you've got all the tools for troubleshooting. And of course, with singers, our voice, our instrument is housed in our body. So there's going to be days when our body is tired or maybe dehydrated or hormonal or all of the things. Emotions play a massive part on how we sing as well too. And you need tools. You need to have a toolkit that you can draw from to troubleshoot. And what that does is knowing that you've got the crafting process down, you know what you're working on, you know all of the things, your head is in the game. It just means that when things come and slap you upside the head and don't go as well as planned, you can maintain your confidence, or that base level of confidence, to be sure that you keep moving forward. The creative seasons always go like this. So you will find a trough to the peak. There'll be many of them, but there'll also be lots of peaks. And it's really just how you feel about yourself as you go through that journey that's going to keep things positive and keep you moving. And that's why confidence matters, because when it comes down to it, just identifying as a singer, trusting in your uniqueness, and having those troubleshooting tools, that's going to help you shift the dial and become the best singer and artist and creator that you can be. So that is my 10 cents today on how to develop your confidence as a singer. The mindset piece is massive, though I have to say that's been the biggest shift for me personally. Like literally just saying, you know what, this is me, take it or leave it. I am crafting really hard as a singer myself. I'm doing all the things. That is where I'm at. And I'm just going to keep moving forward. And when that gets a little tiring, I have this little mantra in the back of my head that I tell myself. I used to love this program called 24, Kiefer Sutherland program. And he's just like, the program is like an hour of each day of this dude's life. He doesn't eat. He doesn't go to the bathroom. We never see it. He just go, 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 go. So we used to be like, me and my husband used to be like, when you don't want to do something, you'd be like, what would Kiefer do? Or what would Jack do? I think is his name in the program. And so I gave myself the musical and vocal equivalent of Jack from 24, and it's Beyonce. So often I ask myself, like, what would Beyonce do in this situation if she doesn't feel like practicing, which I'm sure she doesn't. If she doesn't feel like doing what she's doing, like, does she just lie around and watch Netflix? I'm pretty sure she's just going to get up and keep going, especially Beyonce. So I kind of try to use these situations, they're humorous, but to motivate myself. And the last piece of the puzzle, this is a Beyonce tip as well, is when it comes to performing to boost my confidence, I often have like a stage alter ego that I'll use if I'm ever not feeling 100%. And Beyonce has Sasha Fierce, and I've got Shaniqua Rough Bounce. It's a long story, but the name is hilarious and it cracks me up. And Shaniqua just kind of turns up all the time. She's the baddest performer, and she never really falters. She just trusts herself. So I'll borrow some of Shaniqua when I need it to really help me feel confident. So there are lots of tricks and tips that you can use, but those are the best ones that I've got today. I hope you liked them. And if you're keen to come and chat more about where you're at on your development journey and you want some questions to ask, it's kind of like a quiz. The URL it's on my website. You can join at bignotesgetvotes.com/quiz-masterclass. It's a free class. It's going to be about an hour long, and then we'll have some Q&A. So if you have any questions that you need help with, I'm there for you. Thank you for being here today and watching. Let me know if you've got any questions. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll be back tomorrow. What am I talking about tomorrow? I'm talking about how long does it actually take to get better at singing? That's another question I get quite regularly. So we'll chat through that tomorrow at this very same time, 11 New Zealand Standard Time. You have a great day. And Timmy, I see you there. How you do? And I hope to see you tomorrow.